I'm Jill Slaughter, and in my 20s, when I dated a man, I let him blanket me with whatever his thoughts and needs and desires were, and I never spoke up. And it took me 30 years to change my opinion about myself.
Hello. My husband was white, Jewish, a lawyer. I was married to him for more than a decade. We had 3 children together. But before I married him, I was desperately in love with another man, a black man. We had talked over the phone for months. I was producing a performance piece at a downtown space in Manhattan, and he was one of the artists. He had a beautiful voice. We were professional until the instant we met, and then it was on. He was the first black man I was ever attracted to. He walked in and said, "So you're Jill?" "Yeah, and you're black." "You didn't sound black over the phone." As soon as I spoke, I knew I sounded stupid and inexperienced. I was 20-something, from Brooklyn. I sunk into him hard and fast and deep, and what would become forever. He brushed his arm against my skin the first time we met, and even though I had spent months planning that exhibition, I left the audience waiting. Wedged between paintings in the storeroom, I kissed him because he told me to. He commanded my attention and dictated my behavior from then on. He was maddeningly smart and charming and unfaithful. I knew about the other women. We crossed the street many times to avoid a conversation with one or another of them. Sometimes he would stop to talk. I was humiliated, but I always waited until he finished. He told me early on that his mother was white and left him when he was really young. Because of that, he hated white women. No doubt, he hated something about me, but I didn't care. I wanted to be whatever he wanted me to be. I would have changed the color of my skin for him if I could have. For more than 2 years, we danced between exhilaration and explosion. I felt powerless over my attraction to him. Maybe it was an addiction. One night in my apartment, we were awakened by the phone. He had given another woman my number. I harnessed the last shred of self-respect I had and told him to leave and never come back. So even though I rehearsed telling my mom that I would be marrying a black man, we never had that conversation. Years after my divorce, we ran into each other in a restaurant. I was with my 3 children to celebrate my daughter's 11th birthday. His dreadlocks were gone and he was bald. The muscles that were chiseled decades earlier were softer, but he looked as beautiful to me as the first time I had seen him. This time, the surprise of seeing him had nothing to do with the color of his skin. We met for lunch the next day. I didn't know what to say or how to tell him that I had loved him for all these years. But my body came to my defense. Self-preservation, I suppose. I woke up with laryngitis and couldn't speak. Yeah. 11 years later, he sent me a Facebook friend request. Yeah. I stopped breathing and waited days to accept. He came to town for Art Basel this year, and we had dinner. I was waiting at the bar when I felt him embrace me from behind. I felt my heart pounding, and I could smell my own bitter sweat. I was afraid I would want to kiss his mouth. My voice cracked when I told him I regretted choosing him. He said I didn't choose him. We had chosen each other. At our small table in the middle of a crowded restaurant, I cried, not because I wanted him back, but because I realized I was just like him. He was trying to resolve his childhood pain with me. Since falling in love with him so many years ago, I have attracted only mean, only selfish men. I have repeated the same relationship with every man, black or white. I've been trying to resolve the pain of my relationship with him for 32 years. Being different was the obvious difference. Being different colors was the obvious difference between us. But failed love is never black and white. Loving a black man wasn't the problem. Loving this man was.